Today we are pleased to present to you a video on the topic of 6 financial habits for students. Being a student is not only a time of learning new subjects and acquiring professional skills, but also an important stage in life when you begin to realize how to manage finances. Properly managing your money during your education will help you avoid many financial problems in the future and make more informed choices in your personal and professional life. In this presentation, we will share with you 6 habits that will help you better manage your budget, save money, and achieve financial stability. The first tip is know where you're spending your money. Taking small manageable steps can help you to develop a new behavior or habit. Try tracking everything you spend for a short period of time, like over the next month. Why? It can give you insights into how you spend money now and may highlight how spending your small amounts adds up over time. For example, if you bought 200 rubles coffee 5 days a week for a year, that would cost over 50,000 rubles. Tracking it may also reveal those areas of spending that otherwise go unhacked, such as paying for subscriptions to multiple digital streaming services that you may not use. Try jotting down every transaction in your preferred money diary. It could be on paper, a journal, a document, or a computer or an app. For example, finance. The second tip is plan for the unexpected. Some call it saving for a rainy day, but it's essentially planning for the unexpected by having an emergency fund set aside. This is the money to give you peace of mind that if something unexpected crops up, the car breakdown or health problems, then you're able to deal with it. Choose an amount that will cover your lifestyle and allowance for mishaps, and once you have that amount set aside, continue to save for your other goals.
The third habit is set savings goals and budget to achieve them. Goal setting starts with seeing something in the future that doesn't yet exist. To get an idea of what this future looks like, visualize it in as much details as possible. By visualizing what your goals are and the timeline with which you would like to achieve them, it's easier to create realistic steps to chip away at them over time. When planning your goals, it's important to consider what is important to you about your money, where do you want to live, what would be your perfect lifestyle, what is the right balance to you between study and living, where might you like to go on holiday. Everyone can continue this list of questions for themselves. An effective way to help you to achieve your goals is to set specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals. Having a clear goal in front of you, you will be able to plan your budget more intelligently. Smart can help you allocate your spending to live within your means and work towards achieving goals. Habit number 4. Consider adopting the 3-category approach to budgeting. One of the keys to successful budget is to keep it simple. Firstly, you will need to know how much is coming in. It may be your income from work, a scholarship from the university, money sent by your parents. Secondly, you need to see whether your money is going out. Your expenses. When you look at your expenses, there are 3 important categories. Commitment. This includes payments that you have very little control over, since they represent a payment obligation, such as rent for a dormitory, telephone tariff, internet. Everyday expenses include things like your purchases spent on food. Occasional expenses. Everything besides your commitments and everyday expenses falls into this third category. It represents expenses that we can control with our behavior. It includes money you spend on fashion, gifts, and entertainment. Once you have set goals, identify your income and expenses, and consider areas of your budget you would like to manage, like occasional expenses. For students, it's a part that attracts most of the spending. Now it's time to put your plan into account. To minimize it, try ask yourself, do I really need this? If the answer to this question is no, but I really want it, then ask yourself, do I want it enough to go without something else? Then you can make the choice. Whether you buy the thing you want and go without something else, or decide that even though you want this thing, it will have to wait until another time.
Another tip is create automatic transfers to a savings account. One of the most important steps towards healthy financial habits is the realization that every ruble has its own value, and that it should be spent wisely. Student life can be full of various temptations, but having the right approach to managing your finances, you can avoid many troubles and create the basis for a prosperous future. One of the most effective financial strategies is to create automatic transfers to a savings account. This means that every time you receive scholarship, part of it is automatically transferred to a savings account, which allows you to save money and create a financial cushion without the need for additional efforts. To create an automatic transfer to a savings account, you need to follow several steps. The first one: define your goals and set a specific amount that you want to set aside each month. Remember that this amount should be sufficient for you to achieve your financial goals, but not too large, so as not to find yourself in a difficult financial situation. The second step is select the appropriate bank and open a savings account. Usually such accounts have a higher interest rate than regular current accounts, which allows you to earn income from your savings. Third step is set up an automatic transfer of funds to your savings account. To do this, you need to contact the bank and request this service. This is usually done via internet banking or a bank application. And the last step is check your savings account and keep track of how much you have already set aside. This will help you evaluate your progress and make sure that you are on the right path to achieving your financial goals. Creating automatic transfers to a savings account is a useful financial habit for students, which allows them to save money and create a financial cushion without additional effort. And the last tip is use credit cards correctly. Credit cards can be a useful tool for students who want to improve their credit history and gain access to additional financial resources. However, it is necessary to use credit cards with caution so as not to get into debt. Students should choose credit cards with low interest rates and credit limit amounts that they can afford to pay.
The project was prepared by Eseniya.
Uliana.
Svetlana.
Have a nice day and see you again!